Let's not be opinionated about the worldly people's paying back their karmic difficulties, how they do it. There are cause and effect, their samutai, that's the karmic difficulties that they have to take on. So don't look at that point. We have the duty only to sum up as ending for it. Uninvolved within the uninvolved itself only. Sum up as ending only. Don't be deluded to have opinion about people's karmic difficulties. That is losing the point. Uninvolved within the uninvolved itself altogether. This is not about not involved with karma or karmic difficulties or something. Uninvolved within the uninvolved itself altogether. Just sum up with vimutti. No matter how they pay back the karma or karmic retributions, sum up for samsara only through ending. Because your knowing is not useful, because they have to go on in such a way as it is their karmic difficulties, their karmic retributions. So don't use opinion about it. Sum up only as ending. Help in this way only. Not attached to the non-attachment itself altogether. This will be an automatic purification for such a thing. To have opinion about karma and karmic difficulties, it gives rise to the karma and karmic difficulties simultaneously. The knowing as such will create karma simultaneously. We have the duty to use the essence as cutting through the cutting itself, as giving, ending as giving. Just like all beings have opinions about the Buddhas, the Mahabharami. Such opinions is not cutting through the cutting itself. There is no essence there. By knowing in such a way, it creates karma already. Looking, knowing without the essence of cut through the cutting itself, it will give rise to karma. Further than that, there is more fabrications, more analyzation, more judgment. It will just give rise to karma further and further. Mind from mind itself altogether. Disregard from the disregard itself altogether. This will be simultaneously releasing and helping through unwinding altogether. We just assume giving ending for samsara only. The more you know, the more karma is arising. Understanding will give rise to karma further on. Significance and meanings that is given is karma. With the essence, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, mind, inside and outside will be purified simultaneously. Without the essence, there will be just karma through looking, seeing, and knowing. When there is no summing up, there will be remaining of karma by that kind of function through the gate of perceptions. With the essence, there will be no remaining of karma and karmic difficulties. It will not give rise to karma. Mental karma begins at knowing, being conscious, being aware. The attempt to know, to be aware. There is no fabrication of thoughts and recalls yet. The beginning is the abode of knowing. That is derived from knowing. Knowing that has no extinction in knowing itself is the knowing that arising, that is fabricating, which followed by thoughts, recalls, emotions, and feelings, which gonna create branching out of mental karma. That's begin with knowing and seeing. That's the beginning. That's the cause. Uninvolved within the uninvolved itself has to be at all times. Mind from mind itself, not attached to the non-attachment itself, has to be there at all times. Then there will be all times of purification. That will be great purification of the extinction. No matter how millions of karma that has been, each moment of this essence of uninvolved within the uninvolved itself will be purified all past karma greatly, not just at one moment, but it concludes all karma that has been there. This is not about letting go. Purification of extinction and emptiness will purify greatly. It's the power of purification, tremendous purification. Uninvolved within the uninvolved itself, disregard from the disregard itself is the power, great power of purification. Just like the disaster that purified the world. One time, it just purified everything. Have you heard of it? In the next future Buddha, Sri Arya Maitreya, there will be such purification. This is the hint of the purification for the world. All that is fabricated in the way with defilement, it will be purified by the calamity, by the disaster. Have you heard of it, huh? But you won't know what it is. No matter how many Buddha will be, the world will be the same. The earth will be the same. Sometimes it's shifting from mountains to oceans, from period of time to period of time. Everything will be flat, will be purified totally. All that fabrications, all that progression of the delusion will be purified with all that calamity, disaster. The world is like that which is the garbage of fabrication. Trash, that which is not necessary, more than needed, is called trash. The trash of the world, of this world, is more than needed, more than living, more than using, is considered as a trash, a garbage. And it's a lot of that because it's fabricated by delusion. That's why it's more than needed. They progress with delusion, leading themselves to fabricate for progression. That's why it's not more than needed. It's become a trash of this world, garbage of this world. Therefore, it has to be purified. However, the important point is that by summing up with Nirodha and Nibbana at each moment, it will greatly purify the worldly karma and karmic difficulties. It is not just one moment of the sum up and there is purification at that moment. It will purify through the extinction for all the past, the present, all at once, tremendously. There is no need to correct karma. This is to use purification instead. Uninvolved within the uninvolved itself altogether for everything. With everything. Disregard from the disregard itself altogether. No grasping the non-grasping itself, not attached to the non-attachment itself, end all burdens. End the burdens in practicing. End the burdens regarding the mental karma and karmic difficulties from the mind.